Well, this is the council work session. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our Municipal Services Chairman, Ed Long.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
First thing we've got on the agenda tonight is a resolution approving an administrator for one of our owners improvements districts. Ben is going to explain that and kind of go into a little bit of detail with it. Ben, if you don't mind, I've had a couple of phone calls on it. I've done my best to explain it, probably not near as good as you can, so take off.
Thank you, sir. I did want to be the one to explain this one because improvement districts are not something we deal with a whole lot. This is one of the last ones we did, and it was literally decades ago in the late 90s. So it's not something that's dealt with a whole lot. I think the municipal improvement district, I think the best way to think of it is like what we did with the bond on a very small scale. An individual area of town can petition to be an improvement district, get the value of property in there assessed, and the council back in '97 created this district, and that sets up an independent private board that can issue bonds, that can, the city took on some tax burden on their behalf, and they can use those funds to improve this little individual district of town. So it's kind of like a very localized bond issue, essentially. Creates a board to do this and does all of these things. The positive side is there's supposed to be a design around infrastructure improvements. What will often happen is these things can go on for 20, 30 years, as we've seen in this case, and this board can often kind of just fail to replace members that die off or that move away, and that's why we're here tonight. The board, the district, once it gets set up, more or less runs itself. There is a trustee appointed, like with our bond, the trustee in this case was a bank, a Centennial Bank, and there was an assessor appointed. So they kind of keep track of everything, and it can more or less run itself once it gets all set up, but the board has to be the one to close it out. And as usually happened in this case, the board kind of let itself get to a point where they don't have enough members to have a quorum. They just, like I said, members moved away, members died, never got replaced. So they literally can't do the paperwork they need to get it closed out. Well, there is a statutory, it happens so much, there's a statutory provision for it. And the statutory provision for it is for the mayor and you all to appoint somebody to come in and basically file the needed paperwork to close it out. So that's what you're doing, that's what you're being asked to do here tonight. The bonds that were issued have been done, have been completed. It's in the city's interest to close it out because it does relieve some of our tax burden. We pay on this one and on the future one that you're going to see, we do pay tens of thousands of dollars a year in taxes for the benefit of these districts. So it is to our benefit. The person who has been, who is often appointed to kind of step in and close them out is the assessor. That's how it was done here. It is Michael Pierce. He could not be here tonight. He did provide a very lengthy resume and statement of qualifications that we provided to you. He's one of the two people who have been involved in this thing from the beginning, the other being people at Centennial Bank. So I do think he is probably the appropriate person to come in. And at this point, it's just filing paperwork to get this thing closed out and get it off the city books. So I know that's kind of a lot. I'm happy to answer any questions. Like I said, there's this one, and there's one other where they're about to pay the bond off that will be coming before you. And as far as I know, Ed, we haven't done any of these since these ones in the late 90s. So this should wrap it up. But I know that's a lot. It's something we don't deal with a lot, so I'm happy to answer any questions.
These are like sewer improvement districts, street improvement districts, anything like that that's available to be able to do. These were done back then whenever the city was trying to grow a little bit. As all cities go through growing pains, Cabot did as well and struggled for many years. There was a lot of partnerships that went in, partnerships with the JCs and other things to get some things done. And that's what this was here, as well as the other one that we're going to talk about later on. Without it, we would have grown, I'm sure, but probably not as fast and not as well organized as we did on that. Anybody got any questions, Ben, on that?
Ed, may I?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you remind the council and the audience how much in property taxes we'll save by getting this done?
I believe this one is 20,000. I'll be happy to double check that and let the council know. But we just looked at those, and I believe that this one is 20,000, and the next one we're going to see is a pretty sizable sum as well.
Yeah, they're both close to 20, 25,000,
Yes, sir.
if I remember them looking it up.
Yes, sir.
So, potential of having $50,000 saved just by doing a little bit of paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns? 1, 2, 3. We're a couple short now. If not, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to move it to full council.
I got a motion, I need a second. Got a motion and a second. Tammy, call the roll, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Cope. Yes.
Okay, we'll see it in a few minutes in for action. Ben, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Our next was a resolution declaring the structure located at 400 East Main Street in the city of Cabot constitute a public nuisance and to be condemned. Laura?
Okay, as y'all can see in the packet, this property is located at 400 East Main Street. It's at the intersection of East Main and North Jackson. This property has been in the works with code enforcement for a little while. The property owner did clean up the property. However, they have not done anything with the actual structure. The structure has some major repairs that need to be done, and it is a complete safety hazard on the inside as well as the outside, as you can see in the pictures throughout the packet. So I'm just asking that y'all move this forward for condemning so that we can get it taken care of and torn down. If you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions for Laura? The packet was pretty complete with the pictures and everything. I do like the way that you're doing that to get it out to us. I certainly like the way that we're doing this now with the committee and everything. I think it's much more efficient, gives us more time to go by and look at them and everything like that. I think it's working well. Anybody got any questions for Laura? Anybody got any questions for Laura? If not, I need a motion and second on this one, please. Sure, absolutely. Come up to the front and tell us who you are, if you would, please.
I do not disagree on any of this. I tore down the house on the lot next to this in 2004. I purchased this lot in 2007, thinking that with that corner, the house probably would not survive. I mean, whoever bought it would most likely tear it down for the land. It does border commercial property. I believe at the present time that it's somehow still zoned R1. So I don't disagree with what we're doing, but I have decided that I'm not going to put the $30,000 to $40,000 needed into the house to bring that house up to, the standards that the code enforcement office would like. Another person may do that, and I took the initiative to list the property with Arnett Realty on May the 23rd, and I have like the listing agreement here, and I have some pictures of the outside of the structure as well that I took today. I am still maintaining the yard as far as a safety hazard on the outside. I'm not exactly sure how that would happen unless someone broke windows, stepped on glass, etc. But the house did have a new roof put on it in 2020. The ridge line is still straight. It's not like one of these houses you see that's sagging, that has major structural flaws, but inside the structure, it needs a lot of work. She was talking about how the foundation is dangerous, and I agree with that to an extent. There are some unlevel floors inside the home. I did receive a bid of, with tax, $14,800 for structural repairs, which is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money to say the house is in need of tearing down. Now, at this stage, again, I'm not going to object to the point of tearing it down at some point, but I would like to at least have a little bit of time with Mr. Arnett listing the property to see if someone could possibly be interested in renovating the structure. Mr. Arnett did suggest that he thinks whoever buys it will probably tear it down and use the lot to rebuild something on. But that is just my question tonight. Is I don't disagree with this, but I would like at least a little bit of time with Mr. Arnett, now that it's listed, to see if we could not get someone that may be interested in pursuing repairing the structure.
I
Thank
tell you what I'm going to ask the council to do. I'm going to ask the council that we go ahead and pass this to the full council. I'm going to ask that we read it the first time, and I'm going to ask then that you get with Laura and with Ben, our city attorney, and work out the agreement that you need to and put a drop-dead date on that, Ben. Can we do this? I think our ordinance allows us to do this, if I'm not mistaken. And then we will hold or table it for a reasonable length of time and then bring it back up. But we're not going to table it forever.
Sure.
We're going to move on with this. We've got a lot of pressure from the citizens to clean some things up, and we're going to do that. But we do have some breathing room in our ordinance.
Okay.
But I do want to go ahead and get council action on it tonight. I'd like to get the first reading if the council agrees. And then you get with Laura and get with Ben and do a, Laura, what's that called? Rehab contract, reconstruction contract, what do we call that in our ordinance?
Hey, Ed, it's a
Who's hollering
resolution.
at me?
It's a resolution.
Yeah, it is a resolution. Tell you what let's do. Let's pass it out of the committee. Let's send it to the council, then I'll make a motion to table it then. And then it will be through the committee. That action will be done, and then y'all can work out or not work out, and then we will handle it the second meeting of this month. If it needs to come off the agenda, we can do that. If not, we can move forward from there. Mayor, is that all right with you? Ben, will that work?
Yes, sir. I think taking is the best way to handle it. The council will take action.
Now, let's go ahead and get out of the committee, though. I want to move it through the committee, if that's okay with you. I would like to move it through the committee, get it over into main action of the council, and at that point, table it from there, if that's a workable solution between you two.
Ben,
What?
will we still have a public hearing?
Yes, we can advertise for public hearings tonight, so we can take anything that wishes to say under advisement tonight, have that tonight, wait it out of the way.
And then table it.
And then table any action on the resolution at that point. And then that way, we'll be in compliance with everything up to that point, and then we can bring it back live anytime we want to, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion to move to full council.
You got a motion, I need a second.
Second.
A motion and second to move it to council. Everybody understands what we're going to do. If the council wants to do that, if y'all decide that I'm crazy for suggesting that, well, it won't hurt my feelings, and we'll move on with it. We'll do whatever, but that is a suggestion on it. Okay? Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Cope. Yes.
And I apologize. I don't know why I thought that was an ordinance, but I did. Maybe it ought to be. Okay, the next thing is what the mayor talked to us about a couple of months ago. It's our funding out on 321. Mayor?
Thank you, sir. Council, months ago, I don't know what month it was, I should have checked on that for you, but it's a couple months ago, like Ed mentioned, that you did approve us spending $56,000 out of the sidewalk fund. We thought our grant was going to be larger to finish the sidewalks on the north side of 321. That's getting finished right now. But our TAP grant was only $145,000. I'm sorry. Our TAP grant was only $117,000. So our part is $145,301. Y'all had originally approved $56,000, but in order to complete that job for sidewalks, so there's sidewalks on both sides of the road, it's going to be $145,301. We do have the money in the sidewalk fund. As you know, we budgeted the full amount of sidewalk funds that we had on the books for budget because we're trying to fix so many sidewalks and get sidewalks done this year. So that's basically what we're asking here, if you're okay that we write the check to get the north side of the sidewalks done on 321.
Anybody have any questions for the mayor? All right. I think
Mayor,
we-
I do have a question. Our intent with putting sidewalks on both sides is the future development of the 321 corridor in a business way. And I know a lot of it now is tied up in farmland. Further down toward Highway 5 is, we've got a floodway going through, and it's developed pretty much down that way. But I think sidewalks are going to be, it'll be a part of what we end up doing with the bicycling through our city. And crossing 321 will be a task with no lights or no roundabouts. So for safety
sir.
reasons, I think we need to do it.
I agree, but it's up to council, of course.
Anybody else got any questions or comments for the mayor? Anybody in the audience? This is about sidewalks on 321. All right. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion, take it to full council.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Motion and second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe. Yes.
Thank you. The next one is Mr. Burrows. We are going to enter into a contract with our construction management company.
Yes, the next two items on your agenda are contract documents to bring Nabholz Construction. Mr. Jeff Rochelle from Nabholz is sitting back there behind me if you have any questions for him specifically. We have negotiated a very quick negotiation. They've been very fair with the city of Cabot. They've proposed a 4.5% fee for construction services, for construction management services. Forgive me, that'll include costing, helping us cost as we complete these design sets for both the parks and the animal services building. So we're available for questions.
Anybody have any questions?
What'd you find out about the site supervisor or manager? Are they going to have two different ones, one on each job, or?
Yes, two different superintendents, Jeff. That's the plan. Unless they are too expensive and we have to narrow down to one.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
So I'm still a little anxious about the fact that we're awarding both of these projects to one company, and especially with as busy as I hear they are, which I guess is a good thing because they've got a lot of projects in the works. But I'm very hopeful that they are going to be able to give enough attention to both of Cabot's projects, and we're not the redheaded stepchild of maybe some other larger metropolises.
They'll be fired. Jeff knows that. We've talked to them in a meeting. They will be fired. They have 50% worth of work to do. They said that they're only 50% booked up. We talked about all this, and we're kind of stuck with our own rules that said that they get the jobs.
They weren't number one on my list, but
Well, they're
that's
number
okay.
one.
Well,
Overall,
I am
so
encouraged.
We're going by our own code.
I am encouraged that they have two dedicated project managers, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, but they know they'll be fired.
They were in the top three.
Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but Nabholz is the largest construction company in Arkansas. Is that a fair statement? Possibly the Mid-South. Their capacity is way higher than many others. And this young man sitting on the back row is dedicated to our project. As a project manager, he won't be sharing those duties with other cities or other projects. So we're very proud that they've come with that plan.
Good answer. Thank you.
That help? Good.
But I see your point.
Any other questions or comments? I need a motion.
I make a motion that we send it to full council.
Got a motion, I need a second.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe. Yes.
All right, next item is exactly the same thing, only reverse. Anybody got any questions or concerns about that, or was everything already addressed? Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coat.
Yes.
And Mayor, that concludes mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next, the Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Matt Weber.
Thank you, Mayor. Hopefully, all council members were able to review the email that Ms. Tammy sent out today explaining these 3 budget items that we need to review. So I'm going to ask either the mayor or Ms. Tammy, for the sake of those in the audience and those that may be watching online, if you could maybe just go over them briefly on what we're addressing.
Ms. Tammy, I'll go ahead and let you.
Okay, we had 3 different funds needing a budget amendment for 2021. The first one was our Senior Center Health Library Maintenance Fund. We went over budget a little over $80,000 due to repair. One of the Peak Center facilities flooded because of frozen pipes. So we did have a insurance claim that offset those expenses, but the expense line item still needs to be approved. We had district court costs over budget for $1,057. They have a small budget to begin with, so any overage really shows on this one, and that was due to Wide Area Network, our WAN. We changed that for 2022, but in December of 2021, we had to buy some equipment, and that was all part of a bid and part of an adoption by the council. The last fund was franchise fees, and we had to, we need to amend our budget for our transfers outline item. And that's a great thing. Our franchise fees came in higher than we budgeted, so we got to transfer more revenue to the general fund than we anticipated when we were budgeting. So those are the 3 funds that need our attention and need adoption of an amendment.
So, Tammy, what about all the other items in a $20 million budget? How were they?
All of those are under budget, every single fund except for those 3, and basically those three reasons. So the general fund looks great, street fund, doing good.
Okay. So that looks great.
Yes, sir.
We did great, didn't we?
You did. You did, Mayor. You did great. You and your
I'll reach
department
over.
heads did great.
There's your pat on the back. Good job.
Again, I will say again.
You two are doing an amazing job. Thank you for day-to-day operations. Things are great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We try real hard.
Thank you.
And thank you for going over that. So I would ask for, or excuse me, are there any questions? All right, hearing none. So can I get a motion from my fellow committee member?
I make that motion.
To move it to full council, and I will second your motion. Thank you. Ms. Tammy, you want to take the roll call?
Sure. Matt and Brandon.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we'll move it to full council, and that's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Police and Fire Committee, Chairman James Reed.
Police and Fire Committee has nothing at this meeting.
Thank you, sir. Community Development, Chairman Ed Long.
I have been in talks with Elisa and the mayor both, and if things work the way that we hope they will, we will have a update next month, is what we have tentatively penciled in. So stay tuned and look forward.
And council, what that's going to be is some council action that's going to need to take place for a big opportunity for Cabot that we're going to need y'all's approval on. So we wanted to wait, give it to you in one big package. So good things coming. Military Affairs Committee Chairman Ron Waymack, he is not available tonight. He has, what, illness?
Yes, sir.
And I know of nothing in the Military Affairs Committee. Any other members of the, James, do you know of anything right now?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now's the time for general community input. If you'd like to address the council, please come up to the podium, state your name, and tell us if you live in Cabot. If not, we will adjourn and take a quick break and start our other meeting. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn? Got a motion from Ed, second from James. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 6:56. We'll start back at a little after 7. meeting. It's still 7:02. I'm going to call this thing to order. We're going to open up with an opening prayer. If everyone would stand, James Reed is going to say that for us, and then Council Member Maggie Cope will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come seeking your guidance as we discuss the business of the city. In these troubling times, Lord, we ask your blessings on the people of Ukraine and their separated families. We lift up our military servicemen and women stationed all over the world and ask for your protection of our first responders here in our city. Lord, we ask you to calm the mistrust and the anger in our country and bring us all together as one nation. We thank you for your many blessings and your mercy and hope we will remember to always give you the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Council Members Reed and Cope. Can you get us a roll call, please, Tammy?
Long,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Cope,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Waymack.
We have 6 present tonight. Okay, our next item is a mayoral proclamation. And if I could have Evan Dimitro come to the front, please. Did I say your name right? Is it Dimitro? Okay. Whereas the mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout oath and law. And whereas the designation of Eagle Scout is the highest achievement in the Boy Scouting program, which was founded in 1910, and only 8% of Boy Scouts are granted this distinguished rank. And whereas Evan Dimitro, a member of Boy Scout Troop 23 in Cabot, Arkansas, has completed the requirements and was examined by the Eagle Scout Board of Review, which found him worthy of the rank of Eagle Scout on May 2nd, 2022. And whereas the Boy Scouts of America encourages Eagle Scout candidates to complete worthy projects to improve their neighborhoods and their communities, and Evan's Eagle Scout project consisted of building raised vegetation beds for the less ambulatory and wheelchair-bound citizens of the Stonebridge Memory Care community, which this is not in here, which I was there for, which was awesome. You did a great job. And whereas Evan Dimitro serves as an example to the youth of our community through his high level of personal achievement, leadership, and community service, and has made the city of Cabot very proud. Now, therefore, I, Ken Kincaid, Mayor of the city of Cabot, do hereby recognize and congratulate Evan for his outstanding accomplishment and extend to him the deepest appreciation for all his dedicated work and wish him the best in all his future endeavors. Congrats. I was there that day, and he made so many patients at the senior living facility so excited, so happy. They got to eat a barbecue, plant flowers, play in the dirt. It was a fun, good day. So thanks again, sir. Next item is to read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion, we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
We got a motion by Matt, a second by Ed, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next item, City Council, old business. Ordinance number 17 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Number 17 of 2022, an ordinance accepting the annexation of certain territory referred to as 1975 Mount Carmel Road to the city of Cabot, Arkansas, and making that territory part of the city of Cabot, Arkansas, assigning the annexed property to a ward, zoning the annexed property, and for other purposes. Second reading.
No further action, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any other City Council old business? Seeing none, we'll move on to City Council new business. First item is resolution number 24 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Number 24 of 2022, a resolution appointing Michael Pierce as administrator for the Cabot Property Owners Improvement District Number 2 Westport project and for other purposes.
Make a motion, we adopt resolution number 24 of 2022.
Second.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by Stephen, to adopt resolution number 24 of 2022. Any discussions by council? Any by the audience? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Okay, before we begin the next item, we need to enter into a public hearing. Tammy, let the record show, please, ma'am, that 7:09, we're entering into public hearing for resolution number 25 of 2022. Does she need to read the resolution first? Tammy, please.
Resolution number 25 of 2022, a resolution declaring the structure located at 400 East Main Street in the city of Cabot to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structure, providing a period of time for the property owners to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
Thank you, Tammy. At this time, the podium's open. Please come to the podium, state your name if you're from Cabot, and state if you're for this resolution or against this resolution, for the record. Council, you have anything you want to add for the record in the public
Mayor,
hearing?
before any other action is taken on resolution 25 of 2022, I make a motion that it be tabled until August the 1st of 2022.
And would that be on the August 1st council meeting?
First council meeting, not to come back through the work session again, since we've already completed the public hearing and everything. We're through with that part of it.
Okay. City council's city attorney's in agreement.
City attorney was in agreement with another one. It changed since I talked to him, but I think I'm going to get a nod from him. I don't think he's going to have any issues with it.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. One last time before I close the public session, anyone have anything for or against this resolution? Seeing none, the public hearing will be closed at a 7:11.
Mayor, I renew my motion on ordinance number 25 of 2022, that it be tabled until August 1st council meeting.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from Brandon to table resolution number 25 of 2022. Any discussion? Seeing none, any from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Tabled, 6-0, passes. Next item is resolution number 26 of 2022.
Number 26 of 2022, a resolution expressing the willingness of the city of Cabot, Arkansas to utilize federal aid transportation alternatives program funds for the updated Highway 321 sidewalk project, authorizing an expenditure from the city sidewalk fund and other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 26 of 2022.
No second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James, to adopt resolution number 26 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? See none. All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next item, resolution number 27 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Number 27 of 2022, a resolution to appoint John Woodall to the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission and for other purposes.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 27 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion from James, a second by Ed, to appoint John Woodall to the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission, of resolution number 27 of 2022. Any discussion?
He is here tonight too, Mayor. Anybody has any questions?
Candidate, Mr. Woodall, is that correct? If you'd like to approach, council, do you have any questions for Mr. Woodall? Mr. Weber, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sir. I'm a resident of, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Resident of Cabot for a little over 12 years now. I am retired military, Army, Active Guard, Reserve, 26 years total service. And we're a combined family, 5 children, 11 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren, and holding. So right now I'm retired. I do some work for the AARP Foundation, some tax aid work, and mostly just enjoying life.
Well, thank you for your service.
Beg pardon?
I said thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you.
Any questions, council, for Mr. Woodall? None on this side, any on this side?
Why are you willing to subject yourself to this torture?
Water and wastewater operations, sir, I believe, are critical components of our infrastructure here in Cabot. And it is absolutely essential that, for the health of our citizens, the health of our city, the health of our ecosystem, actually, that the water and wastewater operations are operated in a most excellent manner. Quite frankly, I can't think of a better way or a more useful way to assist the city, do what I can, than to be on this commission, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions for Ms. Waddell? Seeing none, can we get a motion?
Make a motion we adopt resolution 27 of 2022.
Second.
We got a motion from Ed, a second from James to adopt resolution number 27 of 2022. Any other discussion by council? Any out there in the audience? This is your last chance. You good? I'm just playing. All right, Tammy, all in favor, roll call, please.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Welcome to the board, sir. Next item is resolution number 28 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Number 28 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the City of Cabot to enter into an agreement with Nabholz for construction management services for the Cabot Animal Support Services Building Project and for other purposes.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution number 28 of 22.
Second.
Got a motion from James, a second from Matt, to adopt resolution number 28 of 2022. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next item, resolution number 29 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Number 29 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the City of Cabot to enter into an agreement with Nabholz for construction management services for the Parks and Recreations Improvement Bond projects and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 29 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion by Brandon, a second by Maggie, to adopt resolution number 29 of 2022. Any discussion? Any discussion by the audience? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next item, resolution number 30 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Resolution number 30 of 2022, a resolution amending the 2021 operating budget for the fiscal year 2021, appropriating the various amounts herein and for other purposes.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 30 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion by Matt, a second by Brandon, to adopt resolution number 30 of 2022. Any discussion? Any discussion by the audience? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Any other new business, council? I have none. Anyone? Nothing? I kind of have some new business, but it's kind of community input. Maybe it is new business. I guess Ben will help me out here with this. Travis, did you come up the podium and help me out here? I sent everybody an email. Travis sent me today. Seems like our playground equipment is getting here a whole lot faster than we thought it was going to get here. And of course, administration's been working on different things of where to put this, and we've come up with an idea to put it in our courtyard, which you have a picture in front of you. It's going to look a whole lot better than this because we'll have, hopefully have a mural on that side wall. We'll have a rock brick front up front where cars can't, come in and run over the children. We'll have all that block. It's going to be very safe and cautious and good. But that's just kind of a gist of, how much better our downtown and our city hall, because we're redoing all of that it would look, that we could have people down here in this area. Would be great for Cabot Fest, RB Fest. What do you call your thing?
Frenzy.
Your truck frenzy, food truck frenzy. Yes. I can't believe I couldn't come up with that one. Food truck frenzy and any other thing that we have. We eventually want to start doing half marathons, just a whole lot of different things with the regional trailway coming through here to be a great trailhead for people to gather. But basically, the way I understand it legally is, of course, we're the city of Cabot, then you have the City and Parks Rec Commission. So the commission operates independently from the city of Cabot. So if in general, we would need legislation, but I just wanted to get a kind of a yes or no from the council if we could proceed with this so he can go to the Parks and Rec and see if they want this here. And if so, then we'd have stuff ready for next meeting at the end of June. if y'all are kind of okay with this, to do this here. I know we're just springing it on you, but we didn't know well, Travis kind of sprung it on me today.
Mayor, you mind if I speak for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I approached the mayor, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and so I was notified we actually had ordered this playground back as soon as the bond passed, but we've actually been leapfrogged a few people. They said, if you could get it ready to go, would you be able to take it? So as of today, our production date is actually this Friday. Our ship date is next Monday. Of course, we're still in line for an install on the project, but theoretically, my first in the Parks and Rec Commission was to always put this out at the regional park, but theoretically we're 2 years from that. With our public, we don't need to sit on this for 2 years. We need to move forward. This is, I don't know if, and I'm sure you all are aware, but out at Ritchie Road, the overuse of that playground and what it brings. We've got a great parking lot right there, like the mayor said. We plan to put in a rock facade wall that goes in the front of there. It'll all be fenced in, safe. My playground rep has even actually reached out to me about some Century Walk things that we can possibly get sponsorship with some local businesses here, and that they're already doing in other cities. And so just to continue growth and development of our Parks and Rec, but also one of the growing trends right now, probably one of the #1 parks in the United States right now is the Gathering Place in downtown Tulsa. What you're finding is they're starting to put parks in downtown cities and just gather. It's a gathering place, right? So, Bentonville right now, they've actually got one of their new splash pads is going in downtown. So, no, just something that I brought to the mayor's attention and just wanted to run by City Council.
I sure hope that we can get maybe CFAC involved in getting the mural on that wall, because my suggestion was going to be to put in about a 12-foot hedge with some shade trees, because it's not very appealing. But the overall presentation of the playground is awesome. So
we've had some conversation with Doc Bell, or Alicia has, on the economic development side, and I feel that Doc Bell would want to do what was good for the children and would allow us to take care of that wall and spruce it up and make it a part of the park. And we would make sure of that before we proceeded as well. We want it to look top notch.
Now, is there any fence around this, or just all open, right?
No, there will actually, to be an actual inclusive playground and not just have the words attached to it, it has to be fenced in.
Okay. Yeah, I was just worried about the kids in the train, so.
Yeah, we'll have all it fenced. Yes, sir.
And we wouldn't just use just a black chain link fence like we use. It would be some decorative fence that goes around it. So we're actually save a little bit of money on this project as far as in the base, the footing. It's already got concrete and drainage that's already actually there. The playground installers looking at it, and everything there is going to work, other than being that it is actually a turf surface now. That's kind of the new playground standard, industry standard. Used to be poured in place, now it's gone to turf. Just the wear and tear and the cost replacement's a whole lot cheaper.
I think I know the answer to this, but is the fountain going to be removed from that area?
That is my understanding.
We were supposed to remove it today, but rain squashed it. Yep.
Travis,
we're going to get rid of that regardless.
I'm glad that you're going to enter in with CFAC to do something with that wall, because Matt told me before this meeting that he was prepared to make a motion to use Cabot's national tree, the sweet gum, to put down there in it for shade. So
let's at least put a productive tree down there, maybe a pecan tree or something.
Travis, if I could have some input. I like this idea. I like this location, and I've responded to the mayor. I have a concern with working streets right beside it and the railroad crossing that's right there. And if there's a possibility that we as a city can work with Missouri Pacific to close the East Main crossing, which would allow the trains not to blow the horns right there. It would stop traffic coming in from that way, and I think make the area a little bit less congested. It could still remain as a parking lot, but not a cut-through or a major road. And I think it would feel safer and more comfortable for families to come down. That's just an idea, but I think from a safety standpoint and from a comfort standpoint.
I think doing this would help us get that from Union Pacific, to come up with some solution. Of course, I've been talking with Senator Bozeman, and I want us an overpass, which is going to cost $12 million to go down on Locust Street. But, you know, if we did that, we probably could close a crossing, or maybe close 2 crossings if we had an overpass. So it's just part of the steps, and I think this is on the route to get where we need to go.
The one on East Main's not a thoroughfare. It just comes into that parking lot.
Right.
And I think if we can, it would mean that the railroad doesn't have to maintain that crossing. So it
True.
should be a benefit to Missouri.
Sure, we always like talking the railroad. Mm-hmm.
I think along with that, I will support it.
Yeah, I'll support it.
Support it.
Okay. Well, we still have to have legislation to basically, Ben, go ahead and tell them what all needs to happen, but I just wanted to throw it out there to see if y'all were wanting, if you're okay with it before all this. Go ahead.
Yes, I do think we need formal legislation. We're essentially creating a new park. Like, ownership won't change hands, the city will still own it, but management and custody will change to the commission. They will get day-to-day operational control of it as a park. So I think we do need a formal resolution for that. I think tonight, given your consent, the commission can go ahead and vote on it, and then next time we can have a formal resolution for you guys to look at and consider.
Is that good for you, Travis? Okay. So Tammy, please let the record show that 6 consented for the idea to put the park here, please. Okay, the other thing that I had, there's a town hall meeting tonight after this is over for the Barn Hill Drainage Project that we're doing with the bond funds. And Half's here and Joe Gunderman, and we're going to put out the how we're doing it all and what streets are affected and what's all affected and everything before we go to bid the project, to make sure everyone's with us on this and doesn't have any issues with what we're about to do in that area. So if you'd like to stay for that, as soon as this meeting convenes, we'll probably take a little break, and then we'll start that up after the break. Anyone else have anything you'd like to address to council? Council, do you have anything? Got to get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn, 7:31.